Well, with my real-life situation getting worse and worse with unexpected hardships, I'm gonna distract myself by making new videos again. This time I'm gonna spice up my content with something I haven't done yet. Doing a commentary on a rather messed up person who did a lot of crazy things. The guy in question is Lorne Armstrong, and saying he's messed up is quite an understatement, especially considering his crazy past and the misdeeds he did and tried to do. To begin commentaries on Lorne, I'm going to start with one of the classics, his uncut interview with Chris Hansen. This was the first time I've ever seen or heard of Lorne, and in the years since I've seen this footage, my opinion on Lorne has changed quite a lot, and mostly for the worst. So, without further ado, let's jump right into this video.
Hey, I'm glad you could come.
Girl.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. How was your drive?
Terrible.
Really? How come?
Lorne's drive wasn't terrible at all. It was probably the best drive of his life. He was thinking, oh, it's my birthday, I'm gonna do good at my job, I'm doing great with karaoke, I finally got a girlfriend who's okay with me. But little did Lorne realize he'd ruin his own life, and permanently too.
Really? How come?
Oh, she was alright.
Oh. Well, look, we got these new chairs. You have to sit down.
I have to sit down?
Yeah, look. It's a massager chair.
God,
It vibrates when you press the buttons.
Look, oh my god.
Yeah, flip the switches.
Which one is it?
You can use either one of them. It tells you there's one for your butt, there's one for your lower back, and there's one for your upper back.
I just felt my butt. I think.
You can pretty much tell a difference when you press all of
Holy,
them.
yep, that's my
That
butt.
feels so good, right?
I thought you had blonde hair.
Do you like it? I dyed it by myself.
I think it's pretty.
Thank you.
It's very pretty.
Also, Lorne's probably shocked that Kayla's showing a totally different personality from what he saw in the chat log. This time Kayla's being more assertive and outgoing, telling Lorne to sit on the chair and talking openly to Lorne. Lorne's used to seeing Kayla be shy and quiet, only saying yeah, Kay, and cool to his sexual comments. But of course Lorne doesn't mind because he's just way too excited about meeting any girl in general. It's almost like his junk does the thinking for him.
Where's
Oh
the
my
pizza?
God.
I was waiting to eat because I thought you were bringing some.
I don't want to bring you any pizza.
Well, weren't you going to bring me something?
Well, yes, I was. And I did.
Did you bring any condoms?
Yes, I did.
Where are they?
Out in the truck.
Well, what good are they going to do in the truck if we're in here?
Well, yell at me, why don't you? I haven't had a kiss yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then what did you want to do?
Well, I want a kiss first.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well, let's talk first. We just got
Okay.
here.
Would you like me to go out in the truck and get my stuff?
No, it's all right.
No? You don't want your thing right now? Present I gave you?
Well, what is it?
Well, I can't tell you. That wouldn't be much of a present if I told you.
Well, you can go get it in a little bit or something, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Now we notice Lorne getting a little irritated. He's wanting to make sexual advances onto Kayla, and she's talking him out of it. First off, she asks where are the condoms at, and Lorne started getting irritated just about that, just for scolding him on not bringing the condoms in. Secondly, Lorne asks Kayla for a kiss twice while she was just wanting to talk only. Lorne might still be giddy, but deep down, he's getting really angry about Kayla not kissing him upon his arrival. But truly, that's the least of Lorne's problems coming up.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, not as bad as you thought you would be.
Not as bad, but I still am kind of nervous. I'd rather like talk a little bit first and then like so I'm more comfortable, you know?
That's like cool.
Good. I'm really glad.
And while Kayla wants to talk, Lorne's trying to sound cool, but he's coming off as cringe. And I mean, when he said, that's like cool, it's about as cool as wearing an outfit that was out of style and trying to be trendy with the modern hashtags. Just doesn't work all that well. Oh well, the best part's coming right up.
I like seeing you in person.
Yeah, I like seeing you too.
Good.
So
This is getting hot. How come?
oh, because press the red button. It's like heater too.
You gonna have a seat too?
I like to sit on the edge of chairs.
Do you?
Yeah.
Seem pretty comfortable there.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
What's happening?
Not too much?
Not too much. You a Boston fan?
Yeah, actually, I don't even watch baseball.
Oh, but it's a Boston Cap.
It's a Boston Cap, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when Lorne asked, "You gonna have a seat, sir?" he must have seen Chris Hansen walking in the hallway thinking he's Kayla's dad. Right when Chris Hansen showed up, Lorne's mood had a major change to say the least. His giddy demeanor changed into a nervous, awkward one. When Chris asked Lorne if he's a Boston fan, Lorne said he doesn't watch baseball. It basically means Lorne probably got that hat from either a yard sale or a pawn shop because his priorities are too skewed to buy decent new clothes. Also, fun fact, just 10 days after Lorne's arrest, the Boston Red Sox were in the 2007 World Series and actually won. What a coincidence that one man's defeat happened during one team's victory.
So what are you up to tonight?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot?
No.
Well, I tell you, for the last several days, you've been up to a lot. You're a pretty prolific chatter there. You want to explain yourself?
Not really. I never really was gonna do anything.
You weren't really going to do anything.
No.
Right when Chris sits in front of Lorne, he's got a thick stack of papers and is giving Lorne a cold, mean stare. When Lorne said, "Oh, I wasn't really gonna do anything," you can tell Chris wasn't buying that. What Chris should have done to Lorne was point out, "Well, just a few minutes ago you asked her for a kiss. How's that not doing anything?" But regardless, this is still the best Chris Hansen we've seen yet. He doesn't take crap for an answer and verbally chastises the predators, and they deserve it.
So you brought condoms. What else did you bring?
I brought her a bracelet.
A bracelet. And she is how old?
She's supposed to be 13.
Supposed to be 13. And how old are you?
37
37. You have kids?
today. No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I've got nieces, though,
Nieces.
that I think the world of.
Yeah, you talk about your nieces in the chat here. And you talk about how you like to spoil the nieces and how you would like to spoil this 13-year-old girl like you spoil your nieces.
Yeah.
Is this the way you spoil young women?
No.
When Chris asked Lorne about Kayla's age, Lorne said, "Supposed to be 13. I think the only thing that Lorne was upset about was not Derek stealing Kayla from him. That would have been funny. Or going to jail because of dating Kayla. Lorne was instead upset about Kayla being a catfish. Also, when Lorne talks about his nieces and how he spoils them, I'm certain Lorne tried sexually harassing his nieces at the very least.
Now, what's your name?
This is what I was afraid of.
What were you afraid of?
Stupid move.
What were you afraid of?
Just because she was a nice girl and
She was a nice girl. You still haven't told me your name, though.
it's Lorne
Lorne what?
Armstrong
Armstrong. And where do you live, Lorne?
in Nashville now.
Nashville. What do you do in Nashville?
Actually, I work at a construction company.
And what do you build?
I just started there last week. Building a gym for a church.
A gym for a church.
Wow, Lorne. Nom nom nom, gym for a church. I guess Lorne's so nervous he got his words jumbled up when trying to talk. When someone pointed that out to Lorne, he called it dragging words, but instead, what most people in the Lornography community call that is many syllables. Nom 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 nom.
Is that a good job?
Yeah.
Now, besides all this chat here, and we'll go through that in a minute, you also sent a whole bunch of pictures. Now, why would you think that's appropriate?
It's not.
It's not. Those are all your pictures, right? Is that all you do in your spare time?
No.
Love it when Lorne flipped over that paper. It must have been Lorne's naked photo and he was ashamed to see it. Also, when Chris asked Lorne if that's all he did in his spare time, Lorne lied when he said no. That's literally all Lorne did in his spare time. When Lorne wasn't working at his construction job or doing karaoke at the bar, he was at his apartment talking to the decoy Kayla. And more than often, Lorne was butt naked showing photos of himself to Kayla while his poor dog Bud had to see that. I still feel really sorry for Bud even to this day.
You ever get in trouble like this before?
No, I've never done this before.
You've never done it before. Have you ever met anybody in person who you first met online in a chat room?
No.
This is the first time. So
Yeah.
what made you, all of a sudden, for the first time, get online, chat up a 13-year-old girl, and drive up from Nashville to meet her for sex?
No, I didn't.
Lauren, you send her naked photos, you have an explicit conversation, and you bring condoms. What does that add up to?
37 plus 13 equals trouble, Lorne. Another part Lorne lied about was when Chris asked if he met anyone in person from a chat room. Lorne has met a real girl online named Molly. Now, Molly was a tortured little girl. She had an alcoholic father, nobody at school liked her, and she felt unloved. And sadly for Molly, Lorne saw her as an easy target and he tried to get a relationship out of Molly. It's tragic that vulnerable girls get easily manipulated by creeps like Lorne, but even to this day, it still happens.
I know.
At first, you seem like the Good Samaritan, the protector. Don't tell me your last name. Don't ever tell anyone from the internet your last name, okay? Okay, why? Because there are some real weirdos on here sometimes, and they might try to go looking for you. So don't ever tell them your last name, your address, your phone number, the town you live in, or the school you go to. You're one of those weirdos. I mean, was that some kind of a ruse to gain her trust?
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was a ruse to gain her trust. Lorne tried giving Kayla a false sense of safety by telling her to watch out for the weirdos, when he himself is weirder and worse than any of them could be. What Lorne really meant was that he wants Kayla to reject the other boys at her school and reject other older guys online because Lorne hates having competition. He wants to be the one and only guy to target Kayla.
It wasn't. So how did it go from, hey, be careful, don't give anybody your last name, to, hi, here's some naked pictures of myself and I'm coming over with condoms?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, you must know something. I mean, help me to understand this.
I don't know
What do you
why.
mean you don't know?
I even did.
You don't know why you did it. Well, I think I know why you did it. You did it because you wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
I don't think that.
No, what?
I don't think that was it.
You don't think it was it? Well, why don't you help me out? Why don't you tell me what it was then?
Here we see Lorne trying to come up with a sob story. He does this just to make other people feel sorry for him and take it easy on him. Quite a cowardly move, too. Just exactly like the story about his siblings not making him mac and cheese, deviled eggs, and meatballs in a way just to justify kidnapping and abusing Kayla. God, I hate this guy. Well, seeing how long the video is with my commentary, I can't fit the whole thing into one part. So I'll continue the commentary on Lorne Armstrong's TCAP bus footage in part 2. Until then, have a good day.